Jon Gruden is messing up here. Jon Gruden's messing up. Jon Gruden has no problem. And I do like Jon. I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but it might. I like Jon, and let's face it, when you get a 10-year, $100 million contract to run the Raiders, of course you could delegate and say, yo, Mike Mayock, get out there front and center. You speak for me. But that's the wrong message. What Jon Gruden should be doing, because in case you forgot, how bad the Raiders have been, I don't know. Let me start with this century. Then you really don't know how hard it's going to be to eradicate what has been a losing culture for 20 years. 4 wins, 5 wins, 4 wins, 2 wins, 4 wins, 5 wins, 5 wins. Whoop. Get the champagne, 8 wins. Give me a little more champagne, 8 wins again. Right back to where they were. 4 wins, 4 wins, 3 wins, 7 wins. Pretty good year. Almost champagne time. And then, of course, 2016 when they were very good and Derek Carr got hurt. May have won the MVP that year. And then right back to their pathetic ways of 6 wins and 4 wins. The Raiders have so much to fix. Their secondary sucks. I'm not sure about their offensive line. They've got myriad issues, right? And I got to tell you, if I'm a Raiders fan, while I think what Mayock said was right, I believe it was on point, and I like the tone. I'm going to play it for you in a second. I like the tone. I think the person delivering the message was the wrong person. I thought when the Raiders hired Mike, I thought it was a pretty interesting move. Much like I think, somebody like, Louis Riddick would be very good, when he ever gets a job, and he should, from ESPN. I think that there's certain people who are ready to make that transition. And I thought that Mayock, for all the scouting, being immersed in that scouting world for decades and being a smart, authoritative voice on a hit or miss aspect of football, obviously, I thought it was a smart out-of-the-box move, But he's a first-year GM. And they're trying to get this ship out of the port. Jon Gruden's got to be the one delivering those words. I'm sorry. That's weak. That is just soft. Gruden, he's a real tough guy on Hard Knocks, dropping F-bombs and cursing. Get out there and grab control of your team, because you are now in year 2 of a $100 million deal, and you are tasked with maybe, aside from the Browns last year, and maybe the Knicks last year, and maybe like 1 or 2 other franchises in sports who are almost hopeless and helpless, you are tasked with something that's very tough to do. And that's to get the Raiders back to relevance and then get the Raiders back to being dominant. And you don't do that by allowing a 31-year-old child to hold you hostage all summer. It's really pathetic. The more I think about this, it's absolutely pathetic that Jon Gruden continues to kiss his ass. What, are you kidding me? Antonio Brown? This is a joke. It's first of all, it's the stupid balloon. All right. Hey, he's a diva, receivers. That's how they operate. That's fine. I guess when you play a position that, as long as you know the route tree and as long as you know the plays, and when they snap the ball to go and you're not committing penalties, AB's a superstar. He is a beast. He is a slayer on Sundays. But he's a clown every other day. And they are allowing this player who is aging to walk into camp and set a tone for a franchise that is lost. And the gentleman that's allowing that to happen is the one person who cannot. Jon Gruden. Oh, big bad Jon, the tough authoritarian. Oh, man, Jon Gruden's old school. Yo, Jon's gonna get the Raiders going. First of all, Raiders aren't going to be good this year. Let me tell you that right now. And they're never going to be good if Jon Gruden doesn't wake up, I mean, it's all cute to, he let the kid Abrams abuse him on Hard Knocks. I said that when I was on with Tiki from Utah. Actually, Tiki may have been off that day. I said, I know it's like a small thing, but it's actually a big thing because optics are important. Maybe the optics aren't important for Bill Belichick in his world. Maybe the optics aren't overly important for Greg Popovich in his world, but they are very important to the Raiders and Jon Gruden's world. Matter of fact, they're beyond important. They're paramount. They're non-negotiable. So I don't know what they think happens next, but this circus, again, with the helmet, we're talking about a helmet. Everybody else conforms. Right? Everybody else conforms. But it's Antonio Brown who's got to go searching for bargains on social media. Can anybody send me a helmet? Dude, just find something that fits and play football and shut up. I mean, this is a joke. That first couple days, all right. Antonio wants to be cute. All right. Antonio, all eyes on Antonio. All right. Wow, those feet are nasty. Yep. He went to cryotherapy in France and obviously didn't pay attention to the rules because he's got severe frostbite. Okay. But eventually the frostbite's going to heal, and eventually this guy's got to conform. I know he was there today. That's not the point. The point is that Mike Mayock's message was good. It was a great balance of authority and also understanding on some level in 2019. You've got to acquiesce to athletes who are making 10 times what you're making. I get it. The modern athlete, some of them, not all of them, because Andrew Luck's not this way. A lot of the younger, even though he's almost, maybe that's not the best example, but a more recent, Alvin Kamara seems like a pretty self-motivated guy. McCaffrey's on autopilot. He's a pro. Sam Darnold, my guy, as steady and as pro as you can be. What's this guy's problem? Man, oh man, I remember when we didn't know where he was going to go, and I'm getting bombarded from Jet fans. Oh, we need this guy. Go search my timeline. I said it then, and I will reiterate it now. Thank God that this guy is nowhere near my team. Thank the Lord. I don't want him anywhere near Sam Darnold, and I don't want him anywhere near my building. He is a problem. He's been a problem for years, all right? But the talent of the Steelers, for the most part, was able to offset his petulance, his me attitude. The Raiders, they're not good enough to withstand this. So, you can tell me how great Jon Gruden is. And by the way, Hard Knocks hasn't even been that good this year. I'm a little disappointed, to be honest with you. How great Jon Gruden is with the media and schematically with the quarterbacks and, doing this. And this guy's going to be a great pro. And look at this. And almost like a Madden, like that old school delivery. This is the time where you have to get old school. Because if you don't, it's going to adversely cripple your team. And instead, he took a pass. And he said, hey, Mike, why don't you go out there and do this for me? And again, $100 million, that's the ultimate juice card. He has that right. He has earned. Mark Davis gave him everything. I don't begrudge him for that, But that was a big miscalculation on the part of Jon Gruden. Eventually, he's going to show a backbone with Antonio Brown, right? Eventually. I don't know. Haven't seen it yet. 855-212-4227. So do you disagree with those assertions? And there's a few that you're going to have to extrapolate from that 15-minute rant of dopiness on the Raiders. Number one, did the right guy deliver the message? Number two, am I off base with, really how the Raiders need to dig in and establish a tone of decorum, of professional decorum?